So a big reason why I consider myself a big fan of Merab Dvalishvili is the fact that he is no nonsense. If you were to say something negative about him in passing, in the vicinity, or even to the MMA media, he'll pick it up, he'll remember it, he'll hear it. If you say it in passing and you're walking by him, he'll turn right the fuck around and track you down and make you say it in front of his face. If he heard you say something to the media in an interview, he'll remember it, and he'll save it for later if you were to ever cross paths with him. I love that about him. I think it's pure cinema. I think it's entertainment. I think it makes an admirable fighter, and it's fun to see his reactions to these things. I remember a while back there was a video of him at a UFC event, and a fan had said something about him in the crowd, and it had to have been like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows back. He's in the front row because he's a UFC fighter, and he hears it. He turns around, hops the fence, dividing the stands from the seated area where the fighters would sit. He hops the fence, somehow gets past security, walks all the way up the bleachers to that row, and gives the fan that said something a noogie. The fan's soul left his body when he saw Merab hop the fence, because that meant Merab's in. Merab has made it past security, and he's gonna come right the fuck up to me. Merab, the fan was terrified. Anybody would have been. Anybody that's probably not an MMA fighter would have been. I would have been. And again, the fan literally, spiritually or maybe even literally shat himself as Merab approaches him, says something back to the fan face to face, gives him a fucking noogie before security is able to bring him back to his seat. That is cinema. That's fun to watch. Merab didn't slap or punch the guy. It was like a noogie. It's a show of dominance in terms of you're just a weak motherfucker that feels like they have an opinion. Arman Takarian, a fighter who's also fighting at UFC 311, handled it kind of the wrong way. I think he threw a punch or something at a fan that said something, so that's a legal issue. Noogieing may also possibly be a legal issue, but again, it's kind of a show of dominance in a more playful manner rather than violent or extremely violent. But yeah, I like Merab. So let's get to what I'm actually talking to you guys about for today, which is what Merab did when meeting Peyton Talbot. Now, Peyton Talbot is a guy that I've been talking about for a while. UFC prospect, or not prospect, a UFC rising star. He's already in the UFC. UFC rising star, extremely dangerous, very dominant, very assured of himself, very self-assured in the octagon, which can go a long way. And that's why I rave about him. I've been talking about him with nothing but positive comments, because the way he fights is a way that you don't see much in MMA in general. Certain fighters will be hesitant. They don't even know what they're doing half the time, and that's fine. We're human beings. It takes us a while to read our opponent, but Peyton moves in the octagon like he knows he's going to win, like he's seen the future already, and the future showed that he was going to win no matter what, and he moves like that. He's sure of himself in the octagon, which a lot of fighters are not. So that's what makes Peyton Talbot, in my opinion, so special. But Peyton had said something in an interview when he was asked about Merab, and he said that Merab was dumber than a bag or a box of rocks, or something with rocks. He's dumber than rocks. And Merab, I guess, saw it, remembered it, and I think it was just recently, it's recorded, Merab walks past Peyton. The two share eye contact. Peyton, I think, says something under his breath that was positive, and Merab was like, yeah, okay. But I think he's like, next time, I think he said next time don't talk shit or something like that about, But Merab, long story short, Merab remembered what Peyton said, which was very negative, and he confronted Peyton about it. So much so that Merab turned around and walked after Peyton, walked up to Peyton. And I think, Peyton had tried to calm the situation down by saying it was something. It was just something. I forget what he said specifically, but Peyton was responding in a way that he was trying to, he wasn't trying to escalate the situation. And I think the two eventually shook hands or something like that. Security didn't have to fully step in, and Merab was able to walk away, and the two were able to get on with their day. But I'm sure that would have been an interesting street fight if it was going to turn out like that. But Peyton, I don't think Peyton's the guy to kind of feed into that stuff. He will fight if he has to, but he seems real chill, mellow, and definitely wouldn't want to start shit, especially in a UFC building. So props to him for not escalating it. Merab also. Merab's just trying to look for respect. He's not trying to like actively attack people. So yeah, but again, bottom line, it's cool to see this shit because it shows Merab, he doesn't take shit, and he doesn't take shit to the extent that he's going to fucking put on a show in showing that he doesn't take shit. He's gonna hop fences. He's gonna run past security. He's gonna turn around. He's gonna disrupt videos, shows, interviews, to demand respect. And that's something you got to respect in general. So I like Merab for that. I like Merab for a lot of different things, but that is one of the main things I wanted to bring to you guys about, which is, he's fucking cool, man. That's cool to see. It's cool to see. It's fun to watch. And I think it commands respect, and it definitely got my respect. So yeah, something cool from Merab. Merab is obviously fighting this weekend. I'll talk more about it. I have a full breakdown of the entire UFC 311 card from the prelims or early prelims to the main event. I'll be posting that tomorrow, full breakdown. I got to do that all today. So yeah, I'll definitely have more words about the fight and about every fight on that card for you guys shortly. So overall, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, but most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next.